All right, so I'm on my way back from Massachusetts. I picked up some hose for the Trav-L Vac 300. It was a Facebook Marketplace find. It's all brand new. Somebody ordered the wrong stuff for their shop and it was too heavy duty for them. And it's exactly what we need for the Trav-L Vac 300. There is 3-inch, 2.5-inch, and I do believe there's a little bit of 2-inch back there also. So we will check it out once we get back to the garage and we're good to go. Now we just need to get some cam lock fittings for the ends and some reducers as needed. Little by little, if you know what you're looking for, you take your time, you can find good deals. All right, let me drive. So I just put a coat of paint, old Rust-Oleum black roll-on paint that I had. Just coat, oh, before I did that, let me go over here. I ended up buying rust cutter from Tractor Supply. It was a clearance bottle, half price. The sprayer valve on it was broken, so I just put it in one of my spray bottles. And I sprayed all the bare metal with that. I actually let it, it said 24 hours, 1 day to 4 days to cure, depending on your weather. Well, it's been in my garage and it's been cold. So it's been about a week and a half that I let it sit, and it leaves us, it basically turns it to like a black, a dark color. See how dark that is? So what I ended up doing was, like I said, I let it sit on it for 5 days or longer. Actually, I think it was over a week. And then I just went and painted it all black, the inside. And now I'm gonna start taping up the outside, and I'm gonna paint the outside white the way it was. Be a lot easier. I'm just gonna spray paint it, just put a coat, simple coat on it. But I gotta tape the engine off, take the battery off, all that kind of stuff. Tape the hose off. I'm gonna, you know, not do a perfect job, but I just want to kind of clean it up a little. So I'll do some taping before I paint it, and then I'll let it sit for a couple more days before I put it outside. So that was the first time me using one of these Rust-Oleum turbo super spray cans. Well, if I was outside, it might work a little better. But I did throw a little splatter in the beginning right there. And for the intricate little spots, it's too big. So I'm gonna have to get some cans of regular to get in there. But for the big areas, once I got that splatter out of there, it actually worked pretty good for the first coat. There are definitely runs from before, and there are runs on there from me. But you know what? It's a machine. I just want it to look cleaner and protect it from rusting a little bit more. So I'll let this dry for a couple hours. Then I'll come put another coat on it with my second can of turbo. And then I will pick up a couple small cans so I can spray inside and around the engine a little better. A little more control, because there's really no control on that thing. It's either on or off. but that way I can get the back sides of the valves and stuff like that. And I still got to do the inside of the lid, which I'm going to wait to do. Anyways, that's that. All right, so this coat's done. I'll show you what it looks like afterwards also. Hey, what's up, ladies and men? Today we're going to try to finish up that Trav-L Vac 300 that I have. I received the filters. I'll show you those. I received the filters yesterday from the manufacturer, and we're going to put those in, and I got to paint the door, and I still need to put a muffler on, but I'm not worried about the muffler today. So I got to paint the door. I have to install the door. I have to put sealant around the bottom on the inside of the tank. I got to put the 2 filters on, and we can possibly fire it up. We'll see. So that's this should be the last video on putting that Trav-L Vac 300 together. Oh, and I got to do the hose. I got the hose, and I got some hose fittings with the cam locks. So we'll try to get all that done today. It's gonna be nice and warm. But the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the plow off the John Deere, and I'm gonna take the snowblower off the 3-point hitch, because I don't think we're gonna be expecting any snow. And if we do, I could just throw my Boss plow on my truck and use the little snowblower for the sidewalks, because it's gonna start melting soon. Today's a 62-degree day. So I'm hoping the snow is over for the season. Time to start working outside again and getting some productive things accomplished. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start removing the 3-point hitch attachment and the plow on the tractor. I'll put the regular dirt bucket back on the tractor also. A little easier to maneuver around with that also. All right, so let's get this day started. Let's finish up that Trav-L Vac. Oh, and the reason I'm doing taking that stuff off the tractor is because I have a forklift attachment, for the 3-point hitch right there. I'm gonna see if that will pick up that Trav-L Vac, and if it does, it makes it moving around the yard so much easier and safer. Okay, well, let's get this started. So here are the factory original filters. They're washable. This has a pre-filter on it also, so you can take it off and wash it. That should go up inside this basket like that. And then I gotta go get that other plate that they made and strap that on. And then this goes around the outside. Let me put this together. So here are my thoughts on the factory original filters. Either this mesh was put on new, recent, modified, or this is the wrong size, because now I have that big gap here. So before I actually do a job, I'm actually going to try to find more of this, but the right size. But the other thing inside is a heavy duty shop filter. That's all that is. But that's how it's supposed to go. This is easy to replace. I'm not worried about that for the trial. So the filtration pretty much is done. Let's put it that way. Here's the inside. It's all painted and gotten ready to go, except I have to put, or I'm going to put a heavy duty caulk around that whole edge right there. That's what I'm gonna do next. So what I ended up doing was I caulked all the way around that seam, all the way around the bottom there. And I actually had a tube of this stuff. It's actually not for this kind of stuff, but it is for roofing. So it's supposed to be waterproof, and I already had it. Looks nice. And if I have to reapply it, I reapply it. That's just me being a little OCD with it. Just so it looks nice, smoothed it out. And this, I'm gonna end up having to replace this, I think, because this gets too sticky. It's stuck to the lid. Although you don't really have to open it except to clean the filter. But I'd like to get a hard rubber one, like a weather stripping from a car or something like that. I'll check see if I have any old stuff from the Corvette that we're throwing away, because we're gonna get all new weather stripping for the Vet, and maybe they have a door piece I could use to go around here. So the next thing I have to do is I'm gonna take the door, which is over there, and I'm gonna go paint it away from my charger. I'll paint it over there, let that dry, and then I can put that on. And as you saw in the video, my John Deere does not pick this up, even with the heavy end, which I thought was this end toward the tractor. It won't even lift it, number one, and number two, the forks don't fit in there. They're an inch. These are fork pockets are an inch too wide. So I gotta figure that out also. And then I got all this hose. So I'm only gonna use, I'm gonna cut one of these 2.5 inch ones and put some fittings on it. That's 3 inch, that's too big. So I'm gonna end up taking a piece of this, probably like 20 feet long, and getting that all done. Getting there. I don't have the door on. Obviously I don't have the hose on. The hose is right there. I'm gonna try starting this thing. I hooked up the battery. Muffler is completely shot, and I gotta change the oil and oil filter still. Started right up though on old gas. I'm gonna run this fuel line differently because otherwise it hits the muffler or it hits that. So this is the choke, this is the throttle. Runs pretty good though. And this is the air outgoing. Idle right now, so that's air outgoing out of the blower. So I'm gonna start it up for the first time. Here's a vacuum gauge. Let's see what we get. I got the hose on also. All right, well, I'm gonna wrap this up here. This is gonna be the end of this build on this machine. It works. I have to get a rubber cap for down there, which I'll just pick up at Home Depot. I gotta get new gaskets. These gaskets are like a memory foam. I'm gonna get some car weather stripping to make a seal. And I never even cranked it up more than a third of a throttle because it's so loud. I want to get a new muffler, but we got it up to 10, no problem. Just putting my hand over it and it kept going, and I didn't want to get my hand stuck, so I took my hand off. So I'm going to consider this a success. I am going to let it cool off, and the only thing I'm going to do is look for a gasket and some this is 2.5 inch hose. I'm going to get 2-inch hose. That's a lot easier to maneuver, and I'll be able to stretch this 2.5 inch hose out and then downsize the 2-inch hose, which I can get for a carpet vacuum van, like a big reel of it for like 200 feet. So this could stay in the truck, and then this can stretch out. If it's close, I could just connect it right to that. We'll see what kind of projects I can come up with for this. I like it.